Cool down.
Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm coming here with a guest, my favorite person in the whole world, Blessing Habibi, aka Mrs. Okoye. Introduce yourself, Bleble.
Hiya, good evening, everybody. Good day, good morning, wherever you're watching from. So my name is Blessing Okoye, and I'm a UK RM, so I'm presently in the UK.
Yep. And Blessing is here to talk to us today about, the admission process in the UK. Before she started working in the UK, she was studying nursing, BSc nursing, and she graduated wasn't it last year, I think. Yeah, last year. So she's just here to put us through the step-by-step process you need to take, to apply for admissions in the UK. From Nigeria, from Ghana, from anyway, like any African country coming to the UK, how to, do the admission process. Okay, so Blessing, I'll be asking you a series of questions. Don't mind some of them, okay? And
Um,
so the first question I'll be asking is it possible for anybody at all, say we just only WAEC, to apply for admission in the UK?
okay, yeah, you can apply for admission here in the UK depending on what you want to go for. So there are some courses that are competitive that you have to have a BSc first before you come over. Whereas there are some courses that you just need only a YA certificate. So, for example, if you're coming to the UK to do, let's say, BSc nursing, which is not top up, that is the 3 year BSc nursing. It's a very competitive course. So you need to have a kind of you need to have BSc first, maybe from any art or maybe any field, but you must definitely have a BSc before you could apply for that course. But there are other courses like agriculture, business admin, and the rest. You really don't need a first degree to go for such kind of course. You can just, from YH, can
Wow.
just go ahead and yeah,
Wow.
study this course.
Wow. So for BSc nursing, you need to have something else like another BSc before you're able to.
Yes, yes, you need to have a first degree because it is very competitive course. Even in Nigeria too, just normal diploma nursing is very competitive. It's very
Yeah.
difficult for you to get. So that is how it is abroad. You must have at least a first degree
Wow.
before you go for it. Yeah, because most people have seen that doing that BSc nursing, they don't just come out from secondary school and then go into it. Most of them
Mm.
that come across, they have first degree. Some of them either biochemistry, some of them maybe, different field, but they have their first degree before they go. So that's how it is.
Okay. You were talking about some courses that doesn't require you having a first degree before you apply. Like, can you just say those courses again? Like those things you need to study without having a prior BSc degree.
There are numerous courses that you need to study without having a first degree, but I think for the ones that I know, I'll say maybe if you want to study business admin, management, and the rest, I don't think if you really need first degree for it. So there are numerous, courses. If you go to the school website, or yeah, if you go to the school website, you'll see so many courses that you can, go into once you meet their requirements.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, listen, thank you for that. Can you put us through, because the main thing of this video is for us to, know the step-by-step process it takes to get admission in the UK, like BSc admission. So can you help us, like, put us through the step-by-step from number one to Z of how to get admission here and come to the UK, like, to study BSc?
Okay, so first of all, you can go to the school website. You know, you go to the school website to you read through the school website to get some of the information, to get their requirement, to see if you are up to the, you meet the requirement before you start applying. So
Yeah.
for me, I'm just going to talk about my own process because my own process might be different from another
Yeah.
person's process. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to use my as an example. So first, before I started anything, I had to, look at the cost of living in the UK. As we all know, there are some places that are very cheap, and there are some places that are very expensive, and also the tuition fee as well. So I had to, search for schools that are affordable and the ones that are cheap and the ones that are high. So I got those when I got to know about my school. So I went through school website, read everything, and then I made application. So you can make application online depending on individuals. Some people can use maybe an agent to help them get the admission. Some people can just, do it on their own. But for me, I used an agent. An agent assisted me, okay, in getting my, although there are some agents that work hand in hand in the school. So so what I did was, the person that actually helped me, he didn't help me getting the admission. He was just like a kind of, he was just guiding me all through. For the application and everything, I was the one that did it all by myself. But he was just there, he was just standby to support me, to make sure that I get the necessary information and I get the necessary support that I need. So
Yeah.
after going through the school website and then, um, deciding on the school I want to go for, then I made my application, and they asked me to write a support statement, which I did. So that support statement is like, why do you want to study this course? And at the end, what do you want to do with it? You know what statement of purpose is. So
Yeah.
I had to, write that statement of purpose, and then I submitted it, and I was, waiting for them to give me feedback. And actually, I got a feedback which was positive, and I was given an unconditional offer. Sorry, conditional offer first. Sorry, not unconditional, conditional offer. So I was given an unconditional offer, and there are some criteria that were listed in this conditional offer that you have to fulfill before they give you the unconditional offer.
Mm.
So some of them is you have to pay a fee. There's a certain amount of fee that you have to pay, and also you have to prove your bank statement. You have to do an interview because they will have to interview you to be sure that you are the one coming to school. You know what you're coming to do. You are not just traveling just to come to
Yeah.
the UK to come and relent or just relax. No. So they want to have a one-to-one conversation with you. So you have to do an interview. You have to show bank statements. You have to yeah. Oh my God! As we go along, I might just keep dropping some of the things. So you have to fulfill some of these criteria before they provide the conditional offer to you. So I met all those conditions. So I paid the fee that they wanted me to pay, and I also, provided bank statements. I did the interview with them. You have to actually prepare for it. So I did the interview. I submitted all my documents and everything, including my transcripts because they needed it. So after that, we were like, okay, that will get back to me. So once you submit all these things, once you reach their requirements, the next thing is that they will give you an unconditional offer. So that unconditional offer means you fulfilled everything that they gave you in the previous offer. So now you have that unconditional. They are not going to withdraw this admission from you. So they will issue you something that they call CAS. It's just similar to COS, well, what you can use to make your own visa application. So when I got that, I made my visa application, and then I traveled and I came to the
Wow.
UK.
Wow. That's really amazing. That's like it's the way you're saying it. It looks very, very fast. I don't know how long does it take to do all of this.
Well, it depends on when you start. So me, I started around ending of May slash June,
Yeah.
and everything. I think everything was okay till I got my conditional offer and everything. That was within August, yeah, including with the visa. Everything was ready by then. Yeah.
Wow. That's like roughly 3 months. May, June, July.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's really amazing. Wow.
Mhm.
So talking about money, ego, because ego is very important. We need to know how much like roughly, can you give us a rough estimate of how much this, this whole process costs? Excluding the school fees for now, just, the cost you need to do all of your statement and blah, blah, blah.
Okay, so if you want to migrate to a different country, you have to really prepare yourself. You have to have the finance, and you have to be really prepared. So for you to study abroad, you need that finance. So during the application is actually free. So you do the application is free of charge. However, once you start the normal process, you start doing your visa process, you have to pay money for it, and your proof of fund also, you have to show proof of fund, and that money should be in your account for at least 28 days or more. So you have to have a certain amount in that account. So that account is just to show that you can spend for yourself while you're schooling and everything. So you have to have the amount in your account, and also it's also money. And then also again, in terms of the school fee, you have to pay at least 50% of your school fee before you resume. And after like 2 to 3 months, you're expected to complete the remaining 50%. So roughly, roughly, I'll just give you a rough estimate apart from the school fees. Okay. Um, Okay, let's just exclude the proof of payment, because that proof
Yeah.
of payment is going to be a very huge amount of money. So let's exclude that one. So I'll just say school fee, visa, necessary, expenses. I'll just say roughly that person should around like 20 to 25,000 pounds.
Wow. Okay, for your school fees for the whole like duration, like 3 years, if it's 3 years course you're taking with the whole course.
No, 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 no. So I'm just all these estimates that I'm giving. I'm just using my own as an example. So
Yes.
my program was just a year program, 9 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just going to say 9 to 12 months program. So
Okay.
my school fee for that year was approximately £13, 12 to 13 pounds, 12
13,000 pounds.
12,000. Yes, 12 to 13,000 pounds. Yeah. So it was like, yeah, yeah. So excluding other expenses that you're going to do, and if you include it, it should be almost 20 to 25 pounds. Okay, and then you will now include your proof of funds and other stuff. So it's actually a huge amount of money.
So how much should you have like in your proof of fund accounts? Like have it there, because I know you can't. It might not be your money. It might be, I don't know. You might have to borrow money and all of that. So how much should you have in that account if you are gathering the money and put?
Um, in my account, I had I'll say I can't remember how much exactly that was in the account there, because it's been a while. So I'll say at least if you were to convert it to um,
Naira.
naira, to convert it to naira, you should have at least, let's say, 10 to 15 or more than that in your account as a proof of fund.
Million.
Yes,
10 to 15 million.
yes.
Somebody
So
owe me, I
I
want
think
to pay.
I can't remember the exact amount I had in my account, for at least it should be from 10 million upwards.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, it should be
I
from
mean,
10 million
I've been
upwards.
hearing stories though. I've been hearing stories from other people of how, you have to have like so much money in your proof of funds, because they don't want you to come here and start suffering or begging money. They want you to be well taken care of, and so they want to make sure that you have enough money to take care of yourself. I mean, they are looking after
Yeah.
as for you. You
You
have to
have to
beg.
prove to them that you have enough funds to cater for yourself
Yeah.
while you're schooling, because the main aim why you're sponsoring you to come to the UK to study is for you to study, to concentrate on your book. So they don't
Yeah.
want a situation where you be kind of
Yeah.
divided. So they want you
Yeah.
to prove that you can actually do that.
Okay, okay. And are we allowed, like, is someone allowed to work while schooling, while doing the BSc?
Yes, you're allowed to work for you're allowed to work for only 20 hours in a week, and you shouldn't
Okay,
exceed that. Yeah,
okay,
20 hours.
okay. Wow, wow, wow. That's nice. And then you go to school for the other hours of the week. Yeah.
It all depends. You might not be going to school all through that week. Like when I was doing my own BSc top up, I was just going to school once in a week.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
So
sometimes
that's
once, sometimes twice.
okay, okay. All right. Every week, like once or twice. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every week once
Um,
or twice. Yeah.
okay. What else do I wanted to ask just now? I wanted to ask something just now, and it just escaped me. Um, okay, but that's by the way though. Is there anything ahead? You were mentioning the requirements that we need to, have in grant before we are able to start this application process. I think passport is one of them, I've been international passport.
Yeah,
And
definitely. If you want to migrate, you should definitely have your passport. You must have your passport. You must have your certificate from your school, and also
okay,
you must also have your transcript because they will need your transcript. You might provide an unofficial transcript, but they will need a transcript from your own school. They will need your school to send the transcript to them. Yeah, but if you're doing so many, application, they must
yes.
definitely ask for transcript. So you can just use the unofficial. But once you've gotten the offer, the
Okay.
school where you graduated from must provide an official transcript.
Okay, okay, okay. Well understood. So certificates, transcripts and passports. Is there anything, a statement of purpose that we what do they call
Purpose,
that?
yeah, you need to write the statement of purpose. Yeah, you just need to get all your documents ready because they will definitely, go through your documents. And some of them might require English exams, like IELTS exams. So might require, although my school they needed it for what I did was I just provided English proficiency. So I
Okay,
provided that from the school I did in Nigeria, and
okay,
that covered my English. So I didn't need
okay.
to
So
write an
what is the
English exam.
proficiency about? Like, what's it all about?
So the English proficiency is for it's just like a letter that you get from your school back home to show that okay you were taught and you were examined with English language. So
Okay,
my school wrote the letter and say okay lesson was taught in English, all the exams she wrote in English, so therefore she can communicate in English. So English shouldn't be a kind of barrier for her not to get what she wants in the future. And when they got that letter from my school and they were like, okay, fine, we'll exclude that of of English.
that's
So
really
also
amazing.
yeah,
It's really amazing. It's kind of cut the cost of IELTS away because that thing used to stress people a lot. It stresses people a
it
lot.
does. Yeah, but their standard is not really like NMC standard. So
Okay.
their cut-off mark, yeah, their band is not really like NMC um, standard, but you still need to write the English exam. So it all depends on the course that the person is going for. So if the person, there are some courses that you must definitely provide their English exam and that IELTS. So they don't
Okay.
want they don't care about your English proficiency, but you must provide it because that is one of the requirements. So it depends on the school and also it depends on the course that you want to do.
Okay. Do you know, like, have an idea of the IELTS score required if you want to, for schools that require IELTS to apply?
I'm not sure about that.
Okay. Well, it should be around 6 or so, maybe 6, because
Yeah, it should be
not
around within
7.
6 pounds. Yeah, I think the first IELTS I wrote, I think I had a score that was five point something. So they were like, that they wanted something six is fine. So I think band six is actually fine, but you should have at least six or 6 point something,
Okay.
but not less than six. So I think that was what um okay in my IELTS then I think I scored band six, but I had 5.5 in either one of I've forgotten which of the section I had that. So I think they didn't really accept it because they were like that 5.5 that was there is a no no. So I just presented the English
Right.
proficiency. Yeah.
Is it IELTS general or IELTS academic? Which one do you need for admission?
I think it's general.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay.
general. Yeah.
Uh, Then the
But I
academic.
think yeah, they can still accept the academic because the one I wrote was academic. It wasn't general. But they just
Oh,
told me that it was just the 5.5 that was an issue and
oh,
nothing more.
actually the difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I don't know. Do you have any other information you'd like to give us on the admission process? Because I think I've exhausted all the questions in my head.
All right. So the advice that I'm going to give to anyone who is actually a nurse or a midwife and we want to relocate to the UK, I'm going to advise that person should come through job and not through school. Yes.
Coming
That's
from
just
the
what I'm
person
going
that
to.
has experienced it both ways.
Yes, honestly, if I'm just going to advise, that's what I'm going to, that's what I'm going to say. So I will encourage the person to come using a tier two visa than coming through a student route because it can be frustrating, it can be tiring, and it
Yeah.
can be draining. Because I know what I passed through doing my own. Forget about this, my.
Gee.
So I know what I went through, the stress, you have enough assignment to do, and you must definitely, do this assignment. You need to work, you have house rent to pay, you need to feed yourself, you need to take good care of yourself, you need money, and then you're working just only 20 hours and your school fees because once you come in you have to pay about 50% and within 2 to 3 months you're expected to pay the remaining 50% and if you don't pay to actually withdraw your visa and you
Oh,
go back to where you're coming
50%.
from.
Like for the whole section now, not just for per semester. Is it
So for the whole
50% of
year,
the whole section? Yeah.
yeah, for the whole year you must pay the full school fee. Let's say for example, right, you came in September, so you should pay at least 50% of your school fee before you start that September. And by December or January, you should complete the remaining 50%.
Then if you want to
So,
start another academic year, you do that again.
thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So that's how it is. And the stress is already, stressful.
Yeah.
You're thinking about your school fee, completing your 50%. You're being scared that maybe your visa will be withdrawn if you don't pay that school
Yeah.
fee and the rest. So my advice, you're not a
Yeah.
midwife, just
Yeah.
come through job. You know you're in the UK, you're working, you're earning your money, you're not stressing yourself, nobody's
Mm-hmm.
stressing you, you're not,
Mm-hmm.
thinking about
Yeah.
assignments,
Yeah.
and if you don't submit your assignment or if you don't reach a particular score, you have to
Yeah.
repeat that assignment again. And the time it will take you to repeat, and as a nurse now, come on, you want to work here in the UK, you want to sit for CBT, you want to write OET or IELTS, you want to get a job. So tell me, if you're preparing for all those things, what time now will you now give to the school that you came to do, and what time again will you now work to take good care of yourself. So it's really stressful. And that's why most some people, once they come for this BSc top up, it's really difficult for people to, get their CBT, get their IELTS. So my advice will be come to the UK if you're a nurse from your home country or you're a midwife, just, come to the UK, come through tier two visa, that is through work and
Mm.
just come and work because honestly, schooling in this country is really stressful.
That's
It
true.
is. That's
That's
why, because once you come, like I earlier said, you'll be working, you'll be studying, and you want to write your CBT, English, OSCE, you're applying for jobs and
yeah.
everything. So, how long will it take you to do all this? And it will be more, there will be much pressure on you and it will be very difficult. That's why I know of some people that that first year of their BSc top up, they didn't get any sponsorship, they didn't get their English exams done, they didn't know get anything. They will have to, because they don't want to go back home, they will have to go back and do a master's, they'll just apply and
Yeah.
do maybe a 2 years master so that they will have a longer time to try to get these things done. But even as that, you still study, you still need to work. So it's there is more pressure. So the best thing is just, I know it's easy for me to say it because I know people back home, everybody wants to leave his or her country. It's easy for
That's
me
true.
to say, but I do understand. But the best way for you is just come to work and then come out. Just take
As
your
of
work.
yeah.
Yeah.
Not since you've heard it, guys. Like, if you're a nurse, you're a midwife, it's a blessing saying it's just advisable, like more advisable to, apply for a job directly first, then get a job, come here, then you can do your top up, BSc top up, master's top up. Because, yeah, she really went through a lot. Trust me, I was a witness.
A lot went through me.
A lot went through her. So, these guys, that's it. And what else? I think that's basically it. Thank you so much, Blessing. Oh my god, I really enjoyed this section. It's making me want to go and do my BSc.
Oh, you can still actually do your BSc. And one thing with NHS is that you can actually grow your career. So once
Yeah,
you come over to the UK, you work for like 2 to 3 years. You can be like,
yeah,
oh, do you know what? I want to go and further my study. And, they'll have so many opportunities and you can go back to school and NHS is going to pay all those fees for you. So why, stressing yourself,
yeah.
come
They
here,
sponsor
you
you. They
give them
sponsor you to do your BSc. That's one thing I
yes,
love about NHS.
yes, they sponsor you. Like when I was in school, I had about 3 or 4 of my classmates that were actually sponsored. They were working and, the slot came out and they applied.
Wow.
They did their BSc, they didn't pay a dime. Like they didn't actually pay anything. So imagine me spending millions of naira just to come and
Yeah.
study here. And, I think it's just, I won't
Getting
call
the
it a
right.
waste of resources. No, yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow. And it's not just I think it's not just BSc they sponsor someone for. You can also be sponsored for masters if you already have your,
Yes.
BSc at hand. So
Mhm.
just basically applying for job first, get the right job and then you know what to do next instead of but if you're not a nurse, you're not a midwife, you can just apply from home to come and study your BSc here and get other jobs in other ways. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, we're done. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Blessing, for that loaded information. And I hope
You're
you guys
welcome.
enjoyed the session. And if you're yet to subscribe on my channel, we always ring the bell. Please click on the subscribe button, subscribe, turn on notifications, like this video, share with your friends, comment, and appreciate Blessing for a job well done.
Thank you
Thank
for
you, guys.
inviting me
Thank
also.
you. Thank you so much, Leslie, for coming and blessing us with your
Okay,
presence.
my pleasure.
All right. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye, guys.
Bye.